What I'm going to tell you is kind of embarrassing. Not necessarily embarrassing for what happened, but just embarrassing because it's the reality and how it makes me feel. Just a quick story. About 20 years ago, I used to work for a car company. And when I worked for the car company, we had this annual convention. And I would do all the magazine ads. I would do the catalogs and all the marketing materials. And it was an immense amount of pressure because we would spend like a couple $100,000 on the booth, and it just had to be perfect, you know? And I would feel all this pressure that if it didn't work, it was my fault. And at the time, I remember like one day, as I was dealing with this pressure, the deadline was coming sooner. I ended up having this heart problem, and my heart honestly started beating at 224 beats per minute. And I was gonna faint. I was like, my heart felt like it was coming out of my chest. And I went to the doctor and I told them, I said, hey, I'm having heart problems. And they said, okay, what are you feeling? I said, I feel really like winded and I feel like I'm kind of gonna faint. I said, okay, let's plug you up, or, you know, get your heart rate and all this stuff. And they ended up sticking me onto this chair, or stuck me in the chair and then plugged me in. And my heart rate was just like beep, 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 beep. And the nurse was like, do you hear that noise? Like, that's your heart. And then it was like 224 beats per minute, which is ridiculous. He said it's the equivalent of me after just running a triathlon. But yet I was doing nothing. Like, sitting like this, doing nothing, and my heart is tripping out. So they throw me in a wheelchair, and I hear this like, code something, like all over the speakers. And I come to find out it was me. I was the code. And they brought me in, plugged me in, laid me in a bed, and like ripped off everything. Like, it was crazy. I thought I was gonna die, but I didn't feel that way mentally. I was kind of like this. It's just my heart was just going crazy. They ended up giving me the shot of magnesium, and that was crazy in its own. Long story short, they injected me. I felt heat from the center of my body, if you know what I mean. And all the heat just went through my veins, through my scalp, and then like all my fingertips and everything. The weirdest feeling I've ever felt. And after that, my heart just went boop, boop, like normal. They kept me there for observation for like, I don't know, maybe about 8 hours. And they ran more tests, more labs and everything. And I ended up being okay. They let me go. And it ends up being where like, they think I have, forgot the correct name for it, but kind of like something with my heart trips out and goes haywire. And it's not something that you need to really operate on. You can if you want. I'm likely not going to die from it or anything like that, but it's more of an inconvenience. And they said most of my life, like, I'll kind of have to take it easy. And I have no problem doing that. I'm actually good at that. But the one thing that triggers it is stress and self-inflicted stress. So going back to like the car company. When I was there, like I said, I felt like the results of the convention directly correlated with however good my marketing was. And the reality of it is that's not the case. Yeah, it plays a big part, but it's like I can't take all that weight. And so yesterday, it was a normal day. I went to the Bobby Lee comedy show. I was excited for that. We went, and afterwards we had dinner at this really nice place. And at dinner, I felt my heart like wanting to do that again. And I had this like sharp pain in my neck. I felt like I couldn't take a real like breath, and my whole chest felt tight, and I realized like I had an anxiety attack. And the anxiety attack was due to the stupidest reasons. Um, Basically, I do social media for a few other people, and I have this weight on me that like if their posts don't if their posts don't work or get the results that they expect, then I feel like it's my fault. I feel like I let them down. I failed social media. I failed the algorithm. And the crazy part about it, right, is that I know that I'm capable of doing this stuff, but I can't dictate what what the response from the people will be to feed the algorithm that, hey, this is a great video. And it's like I was talked to yesterday about changing some things up, and you know it the way they talked to me wasn't bad at all. It wasn't really anything. I also agree I need to change it up, but I think it was the pressure of like, man, so they know that it's not working, I know it's not working, now we got to fix it, and I'm all out of ideas. And then it became where like, oh man, that's probably how the other business feels too, but they just haven't talked to me about it. Like I'm failing that too. And then YouTube, failing that. My business, I'm failing that. I haven't even posted anything for my business in like 6 months. And it's like all this pressure. I'm also doing this freelance work for this other guy, and I'm doing it, and it's like none of it is really like spectacular to me. But basically, it's just this immense pressure to satisfy the algorithm, to satisfy social media, and like it's embarrassing to me that as something as stupid as like Instagram or YouTube can possibly end my life, like from stress, you know? Uh, but that's the reality. I think I can't be the only person that feels that weight, or I can't be the only person that goes through that. Maybe not to that extent. I would hope that the amount of pressure you feel isn't to that extent. But I just think a lot of people don't understand like the mind of an artist, the mind of a passionate artist, that when you put like 100% into your work and you actually try and it doesn't work, you're like, what other tricks do I have up my sleeve? Let me try something else. And sometimes it just doesn't work. My thoughts on this, I don't want to make this super long because obviously you already get the point. But if you're out there and you're a fellow creator and you feel these kind of pressures, just understand this. Like today, I ended up posting two things for other people, and both of them were pretty successful. And the reason they were successful is because I just followed I just followed the road that has already been paved. It's like I just made regular content that matches everyone else's regular content and just did what you're supposed to do. Nothing creative, nothing mind blowing, just follow the manual. And I'm not a person that normally does that. Um, I'm a little artsy fartsy, try to do things a little more creative, thinking others would enjoy that. They don't. It's not that they don't, I think they just don't really understand it or appreciate it in the same way. And I thought about it, right? I watched this video of like how to shoot restaurants, and it was from a fellow videographer, and they showed all this stuff. And I think from a videographer perspective, like videographers enjoy seeing it because visually it looks amazing. But when you're a customer and you're thinking of going somewhere with your family, I don't know if it really translates the same. Like, it's not going to pop off. And I think that's the thing. Sometimes, like, gurus, even video gurus, right? Like with YouTube, the ones that are talking to you are people trying to teach other YouTubers how to YouTube. So unless your audience is just a whole bunch of YouTubers, I don't know if what they're saying really applies. But I guess that's my point. It's just like nobody really knows the algorithm per se, but if you look at like what others do, you just follow what they do. And I think with YouTube too, if you really want it to work, you got to kind of be animated, talking that YouTube voice, and you know, there are other people that make it doing other things, but if you just play the game, you just follow that road, and that road will probably take you to where you want to go. Or you can be someone like me and tries to reinvent the wheel every single day. And it's just what I do, it's what I enjoy. I'm not telling you to do that because obviously, look at me, like yesterday I had a damn near anxiety attack. But you know, the road less traveled is a lot harder to travel on than a freeway. So, you know, like obviously today I did stuff that was freeway and it worked. So, hooray. But did it satisfy my soul? Did it make me happy? No. Does it buy me some time? Probably. To make a long story short, and I've said that I've probably made long story shorts 15 times prior, but really, if you're out there and you deal with that kind of stress and everything, you know, first of all, I'm sorry that that happens to you, but I get it. I get it as an artist with this pressure and as a creative, you know, especially when you're like a one-man show. When things fail, you have no one else to blame but you, or you can say the algorithm. But I will tell you from my experience, the algorithm rewards videos that people can relate to and relatable content. So if they think it's funny or it brings them some kind of emotion, chances are they'll watch it. What the hell was that? I think it was like a wild animal. But chances are they'll watch it, and that signals the algorithm to show it to more people in hopes that they'll watch. So if you make very like niche content that only a select few people are going to watch and appreciate, you can't expect for like the masses to just jump on it. I mean, sometimes it happens, but likely it doesn't. You know, so don't beat yourself up about it. Just understand like you are doing it the hard way, so expect harder results. Yeah, I just had that full-blown anxiety attack. It lasted like 2 hours. And it's not a feeling I want to have. So today I'm kind of just like taking it easy. I didn't go anywhere. I'm not vlogging anywhere. I just made this video because I think I wanted to release it from my thoughts and put it out there and kind of just be done with this little incident. And I don't know, just offer some support to anyone out there that maybe feels or has ever felt in a similar situation, that you're not alone. There's other weird people that take all this way too serious too. So I don't know, that's about it. It's a long weekend. Hope you have an amazing rest of the long weekend. Rest in peace, Martin Luther King.
Thank you guys. After them, YouTube. Why'd you do that?
I mean, ChatGPT did that. I didn't do anything.